From World Expo to Dubai's next downtown, uncover the rise of a city built overnight in the desert. This is the story of Expo City, Dubai and the rapid Dubai South boom. On one hand, there is the excitement of a futuristic city. On the other hand, it is just another middle of nowhere mirage. Let's dive deep into how once empty desert became Dubai's next growth corridor and whether this southward expansion is genuine or just hype. In this video, we will cover the following topic: a city built overnight in the desert, Expo 2020 legacy, Dubai South from middle of nowhere to real estate hotspot, infrastructure first, city of the future ready today, planned for exclusivity, limited supply and long-term demand. At the crossroad of trade and travel, location is everything. Boom or mirage, weighing hype against reality. Then we talk about investor takeaway, why Expo City and Dubai South deserve your attention, and then my final verdict. Only a decade ago, the area now known as Expo City was nothing but desert on Dubai's far outskirts. Then came the winning bid for Expo 2020, and within a few short years, a mini city sprang up, purpose-built to host the world. The Expo site featured cutting-edge pavilions, its own metro extensions, parks, and advanced facilities, all constructed virtually overnight by city building standards. The 2020 World Expo, held in 2021 and 2022, brought 24 million visitors to this spot, showcasing a futuristic urban spectacle that seemed almost a fairy tale. Critics wondered if this shiny new campus would become a white elephant in the middle of nowhere, but Dubai had other plans. Rather than let the site turn into a ghost town, the government swiftly launched it as Expo City Dubai, a permanent smart city and new center of Dubai's future. It's quite hard to feel real when a whole city district built from nothing, complete its own iconic Wasl dome, solar canopies, and driverless vehicles essentially materialize in the desert. During Expo, visitors walked these streets in wonder at the innovation on display. Yet after the Expo, if you visited the site on a quiet day, you might have felt calm, asking yourself, was this futuristic oasis just a temporary dream? That emotional shift from the height of an Expo 2020 to the uncertainty of what now set the stage for Expo City's next chapter. Expo City sits within the larger Dubai South area, a massive master plan district, 145 square kilometers, that also encompasses Al Maktoum Airport and logistic zones. For years, Dubai South was often dismissed by local as the middle of nowhere. It is roughly 40 kilometers south of downtown Dubai. Until recently, it had scarce development, a few residential clusters and lot of sands. Many assumed it would take decades before life really came here. Surprise! In 2024 and 2025, Dubai South property market caught fire, coming out of nowhere to become one of Dubai's busiest areas. In fact, real estate transactions in Dubai South surged to over 15 billion dirham in the first 5 months of 2025. That is more than the total sales of area saw in all of 2024. This brilliant rise meant Dubai South suddenly ranked among the top 2 communities in Dubai by sales volume, even surpassing the likes of Business Bay, one of Dubai's established downtown districts, in number of property deals year to date. It is a jaw-dropping shift. A place literally built on sand dunes is now outtrading some of city's biggest neighborhoods. Nearly 90% of these sales are off-plan purchases. That signals a frenzy of speculative optimism. Developers are launching project after project in Dubai South, and buyers are rushing in hoping to catch the next big thing. Other brokers might flaunt the booming sales and declare South Side the new gold rush. We'll take a more honest look. Yes, sales volume are up roughly 26% year to date. Dubai South jumped into second hotspot by transactions, but a lot of that is hype driven. When 90% of deals are off plan, it means actual resident occupancy is still low. The buzz is largely on paper. This is the contrast. Excitement because clearly investors see huge potential here. Worries because such off-plan ratio hints a speculative bubble that could fizzle if those projects don't eventually deliver. As a savvy observer, you need to separate signal from noise in this boom. Let's ask why people are betting on a big remote area. For one, affordability. Prices in Dubai South are lower by 30 to 60% than in city center. So investors can get in at entry point that promise higher percentage returns. With sales up 26% and still climbing, the key is that we acknowledge the frenzy while also scrutinizing it. One major factor setting the Expo City and its surrounding apart is the infrastructure-first approach taken by Dubai's government. Typically, new communities endure growing pains. Early residents move in while roads, transport, and shop lag behind, leaving a construction zone feel for years. Not here. Expo City was born with world-class infrastructure fully in place before a single resident arrived. Dubai extended its metro red line by 15 kilometers to reach the Expo site, adding 7 new stations that were operational from day one. A network of 138 lane kilometers of new roads and 9 flyovers were built, seamlessly connecting the areas to the rest of Dubai. What does this mean for someone moving or investing here now? Immediate mobility. The metro takes you from Expo City to the heart of downtown, Business Bay, Marina, etc. without a car. The roads are wide and uncongested. Retail and entertainment, yes, that too. When Expo City officially reopened in late 2022, many of the popular attractions and eateries from the Expo resumed business. Parks and fountains remain open for families. All this before the first residential communities have even finished construction. Residents of the new Expo City's apartment or villas will find a turnkey city around them. They can hop on a metro, take a jog in a park, or attend an event at the exhibition center on day one. This infrastructure-first strategy not only boosts immediate quality of life, it also instills confidence in investors that the government is serious about this area. They have invested billions into it. After all, not just thrown up some cheap housing. Contrast this with some other up-and-coming areas where moving in early meant living in a construction site and waiting years for the promised mall or school to open. Despite the grand scale of the Expo site, the plan is to cap the residential community at only 35,000 residents in roughly 3.5 square kilometers of developed area. To put that into perspective, downtown Dubai around Burj Khalifa houses over 100,000 residents, and the Dubai Marina or JBR area is almost similar. Only 35,000 in Expo City is actually quite small given the scale of investment and millions of people who will move through the surrounding district for work and tourism. It is divided into 5 distinct districts with different names: Expo Downtown, Expo Hills, Expo Valley, Expo Fields, and Expo Business. Each has a purpose. For example, Expo Downtown around Al Wasl Plaza will be high energy mixed use core, while Expo Hills and Valley are low density green residential zones. The entire design is to prioritize quality over quantity. For investors, limited supply can be a very good thing. The demand drivers are huge. The plan calls for 40,000 jobs on site and potentially millions of visitors a year coming for conferences, exhibitions, and tourism. But only a few thousand homes will ever be available within Expo City's boundaries. Expo City is a master plan for only 35,000 residents. That's tiny When you factor in the huge footfall of visitors and the thousands of employees who will be in this area, as one analysis noted, the government plan is clear: keep it limited and sustainable, and you ensure it remains a premium location rather than an overbuilt district. Surrounding communities in Greater Dubai South, outside of Expo City proper, are also seeing spillover interest, but even those are finite in number for now. This planned scarcity is likely to ensure long-term rental and resale values hold up as well, keeping vacancy low and returns high. It is a long-term play. Early investors are banking that in for the next 5 to 10 years. Living in Expo City will be highly desired, and there simply won't be enough units for everyone who want in. It is more akin to how cities in Singapore or Europe plan new districts carefully and with caps, rather than often free-for-all development seen elsewhere. Bottom line for you, limited supply and high demand always translates to potential sellers market for years to come. That is a core reason the smart money is quietly gathering in now before the masses truly grasp these dynamics. Critics love to say Expo City is in the middle of nowhere, but let's look at the map. You will find it actually at the crossroads of some of the biggest economic engines in the region. Far from being isolated, this area sits strategically between Dubai's primary seaport and its new airport, and is well on its way to becoming a global transit and commerce hub. Here are the key anchors around Expo City that make this location more than just sand. Just up the road from Expo City is Jebel Ali Port, the busiest seaport in the Middle East and consistently a top 10 container port globally. It handles around 14 to 15 million containers per year, linking east to west trade routes. Adjacent to the port is the Jebel Ali Free Zone, or Jafza, home to over 8,000 companies. This massive logistic and industrial ecosystem means hundreds of thousands of jobs and business travelers moving to the area. A company importing or exporting through Dubai will likely have its warehouse or offices here. Expo City, being a 15 minutes drive away, stands to benefit immensely. Al Maktoum International Airport, or DWC, directly south of Expo City, lies Dubai's second international airport, often called Dubai World Central. It currently operates at a modest scale, mostly cargo flights and some passenger charters. 128 billion dirham or $35 billion expansion is underway to make this one of the world's largest airports. The plan is for Al Maktoum Airport to eventually take over as Dubai's primary airport in the future, with a capacity of 120 plus million passengers, potentially even 200 million long term. It is a part of 150 square kilometer aviation city master plan that is expected to provide housing and jobs for over 1 million people in the area once fully realized. Analysts or experts predict that land and property values here will jump 15 to 40% as the airport project gains momentum. In fact, by May 2025, Dubai South had almost matched its entire previous year's sales volume, partly due to this news. A new metro, the planned Blue Line, and even the Etihad Rail are expected to connect to the airport, further plugging this area into the wider network. It is a long-term play, but signs point a serious government commitment. Then we have Dubai Exhibition Center, Expo COP venue, a giant convention and event facility that was used during the Expo 2020 and has since hosted global conferences like COP28. The government has planned to triple the size of DEC by 2033. This means Expo City will regularly attract tens of thousands of visitors for trade shows, concerts, expo and summit. It is set to become the hub of Dubai's event industry, complementing the older World Trade Center in the city center. For surrounding real estate, this translates to steady demand for short-term rentals like Airbnb or serviced apartments, hotels and associated services. Think of neighborhoods around big convention centers in cities like Las Vegas or Shanghai, they thrive on visitors spending. Expo City's residences would enjoy high occupancy from visiting delegates, and local businesses will boom whenever event runs. The area is actually closer to Abu Dhabi's population centers than old Dubai, potentially drawing investors or commuters from the capital too. Moreover, the Dubai's 2040 Urban Master Plan explicitly names Expo City as one of 5 urban centers for the Emirate. With the mandate to anchor growth in the south, this official backing is critical. It is not just developers hyping the area, it is part of Dubai's national strategy. As Sheikh Ahmed bin Saeed, chairman of Dubai Airport, said, Dubai's future growth will be increasingly focused on the south of the city, and Expo City will become the cornerstone of this growth. So, while the uninformed might look at a map and see a patch of desert far from the Burj Khalifa or downtown, the informed see a sweet spot equidistant between a major port and a mega airport with world-class connectivity. For investors, being an early stakeholder in such a location is like getting into downtown Dubai in 2005 or Dubai Marina in its construction phase. But perhaps even more promising, since the government itself is the master developer orchestrating the growth and has shown it will invest whatever it takes to ensure success. Now it is a time to address the big question. Is it south side boom genuine growth or just a desert hype? But let's consider both sides. On the hype or Mirage side, there is no denying a lot of the buzz is speculative. When 90% of sales are off plan, it means many buyers are likely flippers or investors hoping for price jump before handover. The area right now is still largely under construction. You drive around Expo City and Greater Dubai South today and you'll see vast stretches of sand and half-built structures. Outside of the Expo site itself, much of Dubai South can feel empty or in progress. So, the critics have a point. At this moment, it is not a bustling city, it's the promise of one. Some critics call it a build it and they might come scenario, recalling past Dubai projects that did not fully materialize as quickly. For example, areas in Dubai land that were planned in the 2000s but stalled for years because of 2008 financial crisis and others. They worry, what if the global economy shakes or if Dubai's property cycle cools? There is also a distance factor. We should also note that timeline for the mega projects like the airport span a half decade or even more. It is not all happening overnight. So an investor chasing a quick flip in a year or two might indeed get burned if they buy at today's hyped off-plan prices and the demand takes longer to catch up. In other words, there is a scenario where this could turn into a bit of a mirage. Lots of grand plans but slower on the ground uptake, leading to price stagnation in the short term once initial frenzy passes. Government backing is explicit. Expo City is a center of the Dubai's 40 master plan, not an afterthought. The ruler of Dubai themselves are championing it, with Sheikh Mohammed describing Expo City as the new heart of our city's growth corridor. That kind of political will usually means follow through. We have already seen tangible commitments. Example, DP World is relocating its global headquarters to Expo City, a major corporate move, bringing employees and businesses with it. And a new massive headquarters of DEWA, Dubai Electricity and Water Authority, is also planned there, further anchoring jobs. These aren't speculative, they are happening. Rent in the existing Dubai South communities have shot up around 20% in the past year, indicating real occupant demand, not just sales demand. Average rental yield in the areas are currently around 6 to 8%, a sign that property owners are indeed able to find tenants and generate income. For example, some completed apartment complexes near Expo site, I'm talking about near Expo site, not part of Expo, like Mag Boulevard or MR Pulse apartment, are tenanted with professionals working in the nearby free zone and airport and giving investors yields in that range. Such healthy yields even at an early stage, suggests that the demand is out there. The Dubai's 2040 master plan explicitly decentralizes Dubai into 5 hubs, one of them here in the south. When you have that level of official endorsement, it tends to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. Infrastructure and investment follow. So what is our take? The Expo City of Dubai South boom is genuine in its foundation, infrastructure, economic logic, government support, but hyped in its pace, short-term frenzy by speculators. It is not a mirage, but it is also not an overnight gold mine for flippers. The smart play is to approach this as a long-term growth story, very much real growth, but gradual and sustainable. If you are an investor, you want to be positioned before the real population and businesses fully arrive, this is it for now. But you also want to be selective and informed, not fascinated by marketing hype. One should also keep an eye on execution risk. Will all these announced projects, airport, etc. hit their targets on time? So far, signals are positive, but global factors can intervene. That being said, in summary, Expo City and the South Side boom are more than just desert dreams. The thrills and high returns are there for those who get in early and hold through the development phase, akin to those who bought in downtown Dubai when the Burj Khalifa was on just paper or brochure. Yet, unlike a pure gamble, this bet is underpinned by solid fundamentals. For the serious investors or home buyer considering Dubai's next big thing, Expo City in particular is being positioned as a globally recognized hub for innovation and sustainability. When the government is on your side, you are not alone in making the area desirable. Unlike many off-plan investments, Expo City offers tangible amenity from day one. An operational metro line, roads, parks, and even restaurants are in place. This means if you take possession of a property in the next year or two, you are stepping into a functioning community, not a construction wasteland. That can attract tenants right away, supports property value. The wow factor for prospective renters or buyers is also high. Al-Wasl Dome, parks, and cutting-edge sustainable infrastructure give the area a unique character and story, which is great for marketing and future resale. One can reasonably expect rental yields to remain strong or even improve as occupancy rises. Additionally, property prices, while up from a year ago, are still relatively affordable per square feet. Expert forecast another 15 to 40% rise in South area property prices in the near term as the airport and other projects progress. Few established area can offer that kind of growth potential today. Expo City is being developed with long-term vision, sustainability-focused mindset, from green building standard to a diverse mix of use: residential, commercial, educational, recreational. This tend to attract a stable professional population and quality businesses, which bodes well for long-term property values and community success. Essentially, you are aligning with Dubai's 10 to 15 years growth trajectory, which historically has rewarded patient investors handsomely. Having a unique story or angle helps. Expo City provides that. It is the city that hosted the World Fair, Dubai's city of the future. These narratives aren't just fluff. They are backed by physical legacy, like iconic pavilions turned museums and the first net zero community initiatives. Future buyers or tenants often seek something new and exciting. This area will always have that charm of innovation and significance. In a market where many off-plan projects can feel generic, Expo City stands out with its pedigree and purpose that can translate to higher desirability and loyalty. Expo City and the broader Dubai South expansion represents Dubai's next great chapter, one crafted very intentionally from the lessons of past expansions. Is it the next downtown? In many ways, yes. It is poised to be a new core with its own skyline and economic cloud. Perhaps not a cluster of super tall like downtown, but a sprawling multi-point center of activity. The term super city in our title isn't an overstatement. It reflects how this area combines multiple city-scale projects into one mega district. Yet, we remain clear-eyed. Growth will be gradual and must be earned through execution. By weighing the excitement against the skepticism, we hope you feel better equipped to judge this opportunity. This city built overnight is here to stay, and its story is just the beginning. If you want an honest, data-backed discussion whether Expo City fits into your investment journey or not, you know who to call. After all, trust is built by telling it the actual number. Whether some like it or not,